Happy Monday, y'all. Y'all ready to make some lunch with me? Yes, it's just me, myself, and y'all. And this has been on my mind, guys, for 4 days, 5 days. Whenever Buddy and I sampled the Blue Spirit hot sauce from Piercing Hot Sauce. I think I had left the link in the description when we had done that. But these are good friends of ours. It's family owned, located in Texas, and I believe they have five or six flavored hot sauce, but this is their holiday flavor. It's blueberries and ghost peppers. Now, if you didn't see us do a taste test of it, we did it on a chip. And when you think ghost peppers like I would, like, oh no, I don't want any part of this. It didn't have that heat. It had a sweet first and a little bit of warmth, but nothing that you would have to drown yourself in water. So this past weekend, the grandkids was here and they wanted their little chicken nuggets for their snacks. Well, when Pawpaw went a week or 2 weeks ago, Buddy did, to Sam's, they didn't have the little chicken nuggets, I call them. They had the strips. Well, the grandkids didn't want the strips. So here we go. And I said, you know, I've got some Caesar salad mix. I normally eat that for lunch. And the air fryer has preheated. I'm going to go ahead and try something because we all know what buffalo chicken is. What if we exchange the Frank's hot sauce for the Blue Spirits? It's got that sweetness, guys. I can't explain it. It's not a blueberry, but it's a blueberry, if that makes sense. It's a very unique hot sauce that I actually fell in love with. So we're going to do this together. I don't know how this is going to turn out. But while our chicken strips are cooking, and the bag says 13 minutes on 360. So if this turns out perfect, you can get you some of the chicken nuggets, make your own. But guys, this would be fantastic for an appetizer. But we're gonna, and if I had flour tortillas, I'd make me a buffalo, or should I say Blue Spirit wrap. I'm out of tortillas. So we're going to get this rocking and rolling. Then we're going to go to the stove so we can make our sauce. The air fryer is set for 360 degrees, and I've got my timer set for 14 minutes as instructed. And this is just avocado oil. And I am going to do a couple of pieces because they won't go to waste, because I will eat them the next couple of days as a snack. Let's just do 4. I've got a half a stick of butter. Now this is salted butter. And I'm going to put in, you had to measure, a heaping tablespoon of brown sugar. Maybe a little bit more. This is really going to be to taste. And guys, I'm winging it. Let me turn my heat down to about a number 6. Oops, look at that mess. Because I don't want my brown sugar to scorch. Okay. Half a stick of butter. What would you guess? 2.5 heaping tablespoons of brown sugar. Look at that color. Oh my. Now I'm going to turn it off. I can smell that vinegar. Add a little bit more. Look at that beautiful color, guys. Oh man, that is good, but it needs a little salt. I'm just going to use it from the table salt. Doesn't need much, guys. Just that little something. Let's see. Oh yeah, salt did it. Good. Our chicken strips are done. So into the pot. Let me get this out of the way. Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay, back in. I'm gonna go 2 minutes and check on just 400 degrees because I want them to crisp up. Look at that lunch. Here we go. Now I am using a knife. I don't really like to pick sticky stuff up with my fingers. It's gonna be hot. Let's see. It's crispy. Perfectly cooked. I am going to put it in a little bit of ranch. You could use blue cheese, but I have ranch on my salad, and that's what I want to put on my piece of chicken. It's not buffalo, y'all. It's a sweet heat. Totally different from buffalo chicken. I'm trying to come up with something to give a comparison. This is out of this world. Okay. Hang on. Guys, instead of the chicken strips, because that's what I had, use your chicken nuggets. Roll them more in that sauce. Put them in that oven, 400 degrees if you want to bake them, 450 to really get that sticky goodness, or under the broiler, just be mindful, or in the air fryer. I actually could have let it, I'm not familiar with an air fryer, so I could have let it go longer. This is a party favorite. This is absolutely delicious. Not too much brown sugar, because I'm not getting that hard sweet, but I wouldn't use granulated sugar. I would definitely use the brown sugar. Now, you see I've got a lot of sauce left. So if you were gonna do, say, a standard batch, a full basket, or a standard batch of nuggets, I would use a stick of butter, which is a half a cup. I'd almost use a 1/4 of a cup of the blue spirits and 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. You'll have to play with that equation to get that sweet that you want, but that's what I would do. You see, I'm playing it in my head. This is out of this world. It's that curiosity taste that people are gonna say, what is that? What this is delicious. Okay, now it's time for the holiday meatball recipe. And let me tell you, my lunch was over the top. But we're gonna put a twist on that traditional chili sauce, grape jelly goodness, and that's what it is, in a crock pot, and you got all your little meatballs, and everybody takes a toothpick. But we're gonna put the cocktail sauce or chili sauce to the side and the grape jelly. We're gonna do this with that Blue Spirit hot sauce. So let's just get our meatballs going. We're gonna keep it very simple because the star of the show is going to be that sauce. Okay, I hope the light's good. Here is my 1/2 pound of ground chuck. Now it's 96.4. I've got 1 beaten egg. Now what I like to do is make a paste. So I'm gonna start with some garlic powder. This is gonna be to taste now. I'm not really measuring. Normally I would mince up an onion, minced, like grated. I'm not going to go through all this. I'm just going to use the powder. So this is some onion powder. So if I had to guess, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder. I am going to add a little bit of salt because you got to season your meat. Not even quite a teaspoon. Okay, so I'd say a generous half a teaspoon. Pepper. Let me get my pepper. Here's my pepper. 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm going to opt for my Cajun seasoning. I think it's going to give a little back flavor. About a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Worcestershire sauce. Couple of dashes. You know, your traditional ingredients if you're making those meatballs. I think some people actually buy the meatballs. I've never bought meatballs before, but so I can't tell you if they're good or not. And you're going to understand why I'm saying I'm making a paste. Now, you can use your own meatball recipe, but the key is making that paste before we add it to our ground meat. And I don't know how much panko I'm adding. I can kind of eyeball it because what we want to do is make a good binder, but we want a flavored binder. And I'm actually going to add just a hair more, not much. So if I had to guess, not quite a 1/4 of a cup of panko. Okay, now you can use gloves. You can use what God gave you. I'm going to choose what God gave me, and I'm just going to kind of break this up. Now, we don't want to overwork the meat, but I'm breaking it up so I can get all of this binder in here evenly. Okay, let's get all of this in here. Okay, and we're just going to get this combined, and I have no idea why I'm using this because I want to use my hands, just like this. And I'm just going to get this well and combined. I'm not really overworking the meat right now. I'm basically just kind of twisting it. I've got the air fryer preheating. I've got it set on 390 degrees, and it's going to take 13 to 14 minutes. I looked at my cheat sheet, but I'm still going to do a temp check to make sure they're 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm just going to dollop them on here, and then I'll go back and roll them out smooth. Our meatballs are in the air fryer. Now we're going to start on our cocktail sauce. And I'm just going to estimate 1/3 cup ketchup, guys. We're going to do a teaspoon of minced garlic, or you can grate fresh garlic. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Let's pack it in. About a half a teaspoon of Worcestershire. Let's go a teaspoon. Normally I would use about 1/8 of a cup of hot sauce. Oops, let me get that off the heat. That's too high. But we're going to use the blue spirits. And I'm going to guesstimate what 1/8 of a cup is. Now, you could buy your chili sauce and your grape jelly, but when I make my sauce, I always make it from scratch with the ketchup. We're going to add just a little bit of black pepper, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. Let's add some salt. This is going to be to taste. About 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I hope this is enough sauce for all them little meatballs that we did. Okay, I've got 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and about a 1/4 of a cup of water. You always want to mix your cornstarch with cold water. Don't put cornstarch in here. Okay, let's add this in. We're going to bring it up to temp and take it off the heat. You see it's starting to thicken, and that's where we want it. It took 11 minutes, and a couple of them got up to 180. So I'd say 9 minutes and pull them. But we are far exceeded the 165. So I am good with this. Let me show you what I did with our mock cocktail sauce. I've got it sitting in my small crock pot. I always use this at Christmas, the holidays, for dips and things like that because it has a warmer. This thing's old, probably 25 years old. But that's what I've got my sauce in. And I am just going to add all of these meatballs. Now, guys, I've never cooked meatballs in an air fryer, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a big fan. Yes, it leaves a mess in there, but these are very easy to clean. I don't have any grease splatters in the oven or on the stove. I kind of like it. Now, I'm just going to lightly try to fold them all in this sauce. Now, I do have it on high just to get it cooking, and then I'm going to turn it down to warm, just like if you were going to serve them at a party. I tasted the sauce. It's fantastic. It is different from your cocktail sauce and grape jelly or your barbecue sauce, but it's different in a good way. I'm curious to taste it once it sits there and marries with the meatballs. So I'm just going to put the lid on, leave it on high just to where it starts bubbling, and then I'm going to turn it down to warm. And then when we come back, we're going to sample this. This is how much hot sauce I've used, which is not a lot, guys. Now, this does have a little bit more than warmth. It's not hot, but you could back off the amount. What did I tell you, about a 1/4 of a cup? No, an 1/8 of a cup? I don't remember what I told you. I'd have to go back and look at my own video. If you don't want that much heat, you can back off. But it's not too much heat for me, and you guys know I don't like hot. But it does have that little bit of heat, but in a good way. So, let me clean all my mess up, get my dishes done, and then in about 30 minutes, we're going to sample these meatballs. Gives me time to make a fresh cup of coffee, too. It's 10 after 3. Y'all hear the dryer's going. It's Monday. Coffee's going, kitchen's clean. And look here, guys. The perfect glaze. Now it's hot. I'm going to cut into it with just a fork because I want y'all to see the inside. Can you see that? Now, this is smoking hot. But look, this is where the goodness is. Now, of course, you would have toothpicks sitting out, you know, for this. But this is extremely hot. So I'm going to let it cool a minute. I'm going to get my half and half. Got to have half and half with your coffee. By that time, this ought to be cool enough for us to quality control. But the smell is unreal. Totally different now from your traditional holiday meatballs, but in a good way. We're going to see. My mind is everywhere with this stuff. I got my coffee. Now, if you want to make contact with Pearcing Hot, I'm going to leave the link in the description. And where you'll find that description is you'll see the title of this video. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet. But you're going to see the word more, M-O-R-E. If you click on more, a drop-down box will appear. From there, you'll find a clickable link to Pearcing Hot. Now, they are on Facebook. I don't know if they offer, I think they have 5. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if they offer, you know, like a gift set or like a signature collection where you get one of each. I don't know. You'll have to reach out to them. But all the information, they have a lot of, I believe, short little video clips within their Facebook page. So you can get all your information there. But this one and Caribbean Sun, it's the yellow hot sauce. Yo, I'm crazy about that. I put that on my greens, my cabbage, my peas. If I don't have chow chow, and a lot of you know what chow chow is, What I have found that kind of substitutes, kind of replaces that chow chow a little bit is the Caribbean Sun hot sauce that they have. So it gives you that little vinegar, heat, smooth, sweet. This, I think this is going to be my go-to for my sauces, as you saw me use today. And here we go. Oh, yes. Didn't I tell y'all? It by itself was good. But when you add that meatball, it rounds it up. It brings it together. Guys. Now, I overcooked my meatballs. I've never cooked in an air fryer. So what was that, $3.90? I think they should have, because they were small, maybe 8-9 minutes. So hopefully as they sit in that sauce, they'll get a little bit more moist. And that's on me. I didn't know what I was doing in an air fryer. So my meat's a little, not too dry, but dry. But that sauce, it fixed them dry meatballs up. You hear me? This, yeah, it's a dry meatball. God, I went to stabbing it, took off. This is good, guys. Other than Lippy's dry meatball. Yeah, I'm going to have to work on that air fryer thing. I've only cooked in it like 4 times. I know that's a hell of a combination. Cocktail meatballs and coffee. Only in Lippy's world. Dry meatballs. Thank God for good sauce. So, guys, Lippy puts her 2 thumbs up, her 2 thumbs up for sure on this. This is out of this world. So, Sam, Miss Rochelle, and Mr. Mike, thank you guys for sending us this gift. Was not expecting it, and I'm very honored to watch your family's business grow, because every one of the hot sauces is top shelf, but the Caribbean Sun and now my favorite Blue Spirit is way up there. So I thank y'all for gifting us this. I see some good stuff for the holidays. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the 2 recipes. Didn't know what I was doing. It was here. We made it a reality. You saw my reaction. You know I'm honest. And chicken was my number 1. This is my second. It would have been probably a tie with the chicken had I not overcooked the meatballs. That's on me. But the sauce is spot on. I don't know how it turned into a barbecue flavor, but it did in a good way. It's like a sweet heat barbecue. So I'm now going to write my recipe down that I just did with you guys in video, so I will have it. And then I hope you guys try it. This is to taste. Everything that I use is really to taste in your wheelhouse. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And happy Veterans Day. My husband and I thank you. Until the next one, y'all.